Kulabinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news, police want laws against social media posts of crime scenes. Challenging times for traditional media. And Prime Minister Varanger Bainimarama makes another plea to Donald Trump.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Amrita Sagar.
Fiji Police Force wants people to stop posting pictures of crime scenes on social media. Speaking before the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Foreign Affairs and Defence this morning, the senior hierarchy of the force have proposed criminal charges against such individuals. Rachel Nath has more.
The Fiji Police Force recommends Parliament enact new laws to prosecute people who post pictures of crime scenes.
To prevent trial within the media, that is important. We should not allow people to do their own or make their own conclusions by people releasing information such as that.
The Deputy Commissioner says they're concerned with the gruesome pictures of accidents, drowning and deceased persons. He adds these incidents are increasing and relevant laws are necessary. In many instances, the fallout from social media has the potential to jeopardize investigations.
Crime scene photographs have been posted along and messages are going on social media, and that it has an impact on the way prosecutions for Fiji police is indeed held. And of course, there are blog sites and social sites that instigate emotions amongst the general population towards a particular cause.
The police believes trial by the media needs to be controlled in order to allow fair and just investigations. There's been no indication whether these proposed restrictions would apply to those filming or taking pictures of crime scenes in progress or for evidence purposes. The main focus is social media posts. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
People are relying more on social media for information rather than mainstream news reports. This was one of the main issues discussed at World Media Freedom Day at the University of the South Pacific.
Fiji Times Deputy Editor-in-Chief Eleanor Mbasalala stressed to journalism students the difference between mainstream media and social media. Mbasalala says mainstream news is verified and balanced, while information on social media isn't always factual.
But there's a difference on what the stories Fiji Times can bring you and what Facebook can't bring you. We have teams that go to Kadavu. They just come back from Kadavu. And they're going all over the country to get you stories that you won't find on social media.
Training Managing Editor for the Fiji Sun, Nemani Dalembathike, says social media can't be fully trusted as information provided can be racial, discriminatory and supportive of hate speech.
Not everything you read on social media is true. Maybe people come to the mainstream media, they've talked about some things that they've been not verified, and because it's been discovered that there's no basis for what they're talking about, they then turn to the social media to vent their feelings.
Media Freedom Day celebrates the fundamental principles of press freedom to defend the media from attacks on their independence and pay tribute to journalists who have lost their lives in the exercise of their profession. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Prime Minister and incoming COP23 President Varanger Bainimarama has appealed yet again to the US President Donald Trump not to abandon the Paris Agreement on climate change. Speaking at the 4th Australasian Emissions Reduction Summit in Melbourne, Australia, Bainimarama stressed the importance of the Paris Agreement and Fiji's role in pushing a global agenda. Maggie Boyle reports.
Climate change action will need a global effort. The Prime Minister Varanger Bainimarama reiterated his plea that America must stay involved.
But I also asked Prime Minister Turnbull to reinforce the message that I have sent myself as incoming COP President in a letter to Mr. Trump. And that is for America to stay in the Paris Agreement and continue to take a leadership role as we confront undoubtedly the greatest challenge of our age.
The PM says Fiji intends to forge a strong global movement to maintain the momentum for decisive climate action.
Last year, the ball was passed to Morocco, and now it has moved out through the back line to Fiji. And we're going to run with it as hard as we can, and in the Fijian way, dodging every attempt to tackle us.
He adds there is no longer room or time to question the scientific consensus on global warming.
We still have to fund the Fijian presidency itself, and we have gone to the world seeking support in the form of contributions to enable us to do this job properly on behalf of everyone. I have to say that the response so far has been disappointing.
Bainimarama was speaking to a gathering of business leaders, climate policy experts and investors from the private sector. This is one of the biggest events in the region, and it was the PM's very first as incumbent COP president. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The Ministry of Public Utilities and Energy incurred a loss of more than $6,000 due to misappropriation of funds. This was highlighted by the Principal Accounts Officer at the Ministry of Infrastructure, Sanjeet Jeet, during a submission to the Public Accounts Committee on the 2014 and 2015 audited accounts. Jeet says an investigation is currently being carried out into the loss from the Department of Energy Trust Fund account.
The Ministry recorded a loss of $6,144 through the misappropriation of funds in the Department of Energy Trust Fund. Investigation was done, and the matter has been reported to police, and police is still continuing its investigations.
A new rule has been implemented for the last man standing competition as 7 contestants remain tonight. Today FM program's director Alan Stevens says they may even set a world record. Kelly Vidala has the details.
The longest record for a similar competition in China was 87 hours. This one is getting pretty close. However, the last man standing competition has claimed more victims, with 6 more people now out of the running.
Right now, the rules have intensified to the point where they are not allowed to lean anymore, which makes this pretty hard, especially when your body is shutting down. With the weather in Suva, and especially when there's no roof over them, they're exposed to it. It takes really like personal strength, I think, and also willpower to stand out here and be like this for this long. We could probably, I'm not confirming that, we could probably setting a new world record for an event like this held outdoors.
Today FM announcers who have been closely monitoring the competition say they are surprised with the level of endurance these remaining contestants have shown.
And I must say the level of commitment is just like wow.
It has been a very exciting one, and it's been very, very popular, and the build-up on social media has been crazy as well.
St. John's emergency staff have been on standby since day one and says the bodies of some competitors are slowly giving up.
Day 3 now, so there's a lot of weakness to their bodies.
Look out for them, we take their blood pressure and we give them ice packs just for their legs and we elevate.
Kinchi, they feeling exhausted, but St. John is standby here just to look after them.
The last man standing has captured the attention of thousands of people. Workers even come out during lunch to show their support. Kelly Vidala, FBC News.
Well, we now join Kelly Vidala live. Kelly, what's the latest update?
Yes, Amrita, the competition has been running for 57 hours now and still 7 competitors remain. They've been through so much during the day, no sleep, rain, heat, but they're still determined to take this $59,000 car home. Now I'm joined with one of the competitors, Edward Snow. Edward, this must be one of the hardest and challenging thing you have ever done in your life. How did you manage to get this far?
It is one of the hardest compared 2 days. Now tonight will be the 3rd night of sleepless night for more than 50 hours of standing, and obviously it is the hardest challenges of my life. And what keeps me going is the car itself. The features that it has is a limited edition, and the family support that I have. They have been crazy fans, and that's what keeps me going.
Right. Thank you and all the best, Edward. Now we will move on to another competitor that's right over here. This is Frederick King. Frederick, can you tell us what has had you going this far?
Well, Kelly, when I joined this competition, the thing that motivated me was to win this new Hyundai Elantra. And to do that, I've endured sleepless nights, eating food, visiting the toilet, getting my foot massage within 15 minutes, and getting bitten by the mosquitoes, and standing with cramped legs, sore foot, backache, neck ache, headache, you name all the aches you can name. That's what I've suffered so far. But all in order to get my hands on this new Hyundai Elantra.
All right, thank you and all the best. Well, there you have it. That's the latest update on the competition. And during the day, we had the Health Minister, Rosie Akbar, just visiting and checking out what's the latest update. And if you want to know what's happening, go on to the Today FM Facebook page to check out the latest update. I'm Rita.
Well, quite an interesting experience. Thanks, Kelly, for that update. Now, still to come. Two charged with manslaughter appear in court. And local pageants to spread climate change message. Details after break.
Nimbula vinaka na yavangunga andi moala rara nalika o tikonga na tau na singatoka ando talitaka na vakaronga na Bula FM nambandua na serre.
We adora subuli kurnambili. Iborani batukara hambara binanga. Do talitakina na vakaronga na Bula FM nambandua na serre. Bula.
Bula FM nambandua na serre.
The men charged with one count of manslaughter each were produced in the Suva High Court this morning. Baundurimata and Sanaila Nokia alleged to have stomped a man who was drinking beer with them at the Whistling Duck in Nosori on 5th July 2016. It is alleged an argument broke out between them while they were watching a rugby match. The victim later passed away due to severe traumatic injuries. The matter has been adjourned to 30th May. Private companies who are involved in fraudulent acts with a government official should be held accountable. Judge Justice Salesi Temo made this comment in relation to an abuse of office trial involving a former manager of rural housing unit at the Ministry of Provincial Development. Sharon Shivan reports.
Jovilis Sindau is alleged to have abused his authority of his office by directing a staff member to sign a delivery docket for building materials worth $184,000. However, only $46,081.60 worth materials was supplied by Central City Hardware Limited. Judge Justice Salesi Temo asked the prosecution whether they have verified if the hardware company has actually supplied the $184,000 worth materials from their side. The State Council mentioned that the storeman's docket revealed the materials were dispatched. Justice Temo said it's a common trend that officials who abuse the office are brought into court. However, those who are actually benefiting don't face judgment. The judge said it's about time the company directors should be dragged into the court. The matter has been adjourned to May 30th. Sharin Shivan, FBC News.
A former employee of a mobile company charged with one count of dishonestly causing a loss was produced in the Suva High Court this afternoon. Vishal Nand allegedly transferred more than $56,000 worth of credit to his friends. The alleged incident occurred in 2013 between the months of April to September. Nand has been given bail and will reappear in court on June 6th. Climate change is the theme festival in all towns and cities to support Fiji's chairing of COP23 by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama. This was highlighted by the local government minister Praveen Kumar while launching the 2017 Vodafone Tembara Festival in Nosori last night. Savara Tambor reports.
These contestants will be advocating on climate change issues based on food security. Local government minister Praveen Bala says it is important for all municipal councils to promote the adaptation to climate change.
Climate change affects and matters to us. Municipal councils in partnership with community members should take a proactive approach in supporting climate change awareness, mitigation and adaptation. Climate change is already affecting food security, and it is expected to have a greater impact in coming years.
Hibiscus event chairman Hirdesh Prasad has assured committee members and contestants the message will not only be heard at national level but around the region. For this, community work surrounding climate change is crucial.
When we reach Miss Fiji pageant, we'll be raising the awareness of what
festival begins this Saturday with the winning contestants to represent Nosori at the Miss Fiji pageant. Sabera Tambua, FBC News.
Ahead in sports with Jamie, Super Rugby ticket sales head to the west, but joining us now is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Amrita. Good evening, and coming up in business tonight. New business venture with Digicel Fiji. And in Growing Fiji, new restaurant business with growing potential. Stay with us.
I'm another sort of of Neabu whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In business tonight, communications is one of the biggest assets in the management of any business. With the launch of the new Digicel Business Private Branch Exchange, business owners can now be more flexible with their communications. Chief Executive Darren Micklin says the new PBX system has integrated call systems together with data for easy internet access. Micklin says the system will also meet the needs of communications means in every business around the country.
We put together a product that leverages the best in breed in terms of partnerships and giving the customers something that they've been looking for a long time, which is a way to not commit to huge upfront costs with PBX systems, to future-proof in terms of features, and huge scalability and flexibility in terms of how you deploy this. So the days of having an old cumbersome fixed PBX system in the cupboard in the office is they're well and truly gone.
Employment and interest rates affect trade and the value of the dollar. Here's Savanatha from HFC Bank to tell us more.
Vinaka Rachel. Looking at some of the latest economic data, New Zealand's unemployment report was better than expected today. Unemployment dropped to 4.9% from the expectation that it would stay at 5.2%. Also, the employment rate increased from 0.7% to 1.2%, above the expectation of 0.8%. This led to a midday strengthening of the Kiwi dollar on the trading platform. Throughout tonight, we have the United States ADP employment figures for April, which are expected to decrease from 263,000 to 180,000. We also have the U.S. Federal Reserve's interest rate decision expected to stay at 1% off the back of weak U.S. data. Tomorrow, Australia releases its trade balance for the month of March, which is expected to stay around $3.574 billion. All of these will have an effect on our basket of currencies, which the Fijian dollar is pegged against. Vinaka Rachel.
Thanks, Avanala. On to today's exchange rates. The Fijian dollar strengthened against the Chinese yuan and the American dollar closing at 3.24 and 46 cents respectively. Closer to home, the Australian dollar remained steady, closing since yesterday to close at 62 cents. The New Zealand dollar weakened to close at 67 cents, and the PNG Kina went up, closing at 131. Onto the commodities market, a drop across the index as oil prices closed at $47.66 a barrel. Gold closed at $1,255 an ounce, and silver went down, closing at $16.80 an ounce. In Growing Fiji tonight, a new restaurant has opened in Suva's Demota City. Eat Out is a small business with meals at reasonable prices for university students. Director Julius Singh has plans to open more outlets.
From cleaning floors at different McDonald's outlets to managing 2 of their stores, Julius Singh has become his own boss.
And then I thought it's a time for me to change, then I got married. We had a conversation with my wife. She said, what is your dream and stuff? And I said, yeah, my dream is to open a restaurant. It's just a small talk, and I got my space here, then I worked towards it. I knew my foundation very well, how to open.
With 13 years of experience in the food industry, Singh plans to take his business to a larger scale.
I'm looking at Nakasi and I'm looking at my hometown, Nosori. So yeah, maybe by end of this year, before December, yeah, plan to open another one.
The startup cost for Eat Out is estimated at $100,000 and currently employs 7 staff.
And that's a wrap from the business desk tonight. Now to sports, and here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Rachel, and good evening in sport. And Lautoka prepares for Fiji Fact. This and more after the break.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफ्रिकी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टको ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
The Vodafone Fiji Rugby Under-20s gave Australia a run for their money despite going down 32-24 at the Oceania Rugby Championship on the Gold Coast yesterday. The Fijians impressed with their style of play, surprising many who thought the Australians were in for a walkover. Super Rugby fans in the West will get a chance to purchase tickets for the clash between the Chiefs and the Crusaders from tomorrow. Fiji Sports Council Chief Executive Lichana Lombuka has confirmed a roadshow in the West over the next 3 days. Meli Tavanga tells us more.
We have ticket sales at the Jack's office, the Jack's shop in Singatoka, and we will have tickets on sale at the Jack's office, Jack's shop in Nandi and in Lautoka. So on Thursday it's in Singatoka, Friday it's in Nandi, and Saturday it's in Lautoka.
I'm looking forward to cheer for the Crusaders, who will be playing against the Chiefs at the ANZ Stadium.
I'll be cheering for the Crusaders and I'll be watching from O'Reilly's Bar.
Tickets are on sale at the Fiji Sports Council Operations Building in Lovala Bay, and it can be purchased online on www.ticketdirect.com.fj. The match kicks off at 7:35 p.m. on Friday the 19th. Melitawanga, FBC Sports.
The Naranga rugby team set out to take each game in the Skipper Cup as a final, and it won't be any different when they face Suva in the second round of competition on Saturday. The last time the two teams met in the Skipper Cup was in last year's final, where the Stallions recorded a hard-fought 17-12 win at Suva's ANZ Stadium. The union, which has dominated the local rugby scene for a while, says its experience from Fairbrother competition has programmed the team well. The Stallions will take on Suva at 3 p.m. at Buckhurst Park, Suva, on Saturday.
Now that we are in the top 8, we treat each team as playing each team as a Fairbrother challenge, because Fairbrother Spirit has top 8 teams challenging for Fairbrother. So this is how we are approaching this game.
And in other matches on Saturday at 3 p.m., Nandi will host Northland at Prince Charles Park. Naitasiri take on Madhuwata with a venue yet to be confirmed, while Namosi will host Malolo at Thompson Park in Avua. The Lautoka football side has started preparations for next week's Vodafone Premier League competition. The league leaders are one of the top bets for the tournament, but are not underestimating any team. Red Deo has more.
So far, so good in the Vodafone Premier League, but the Blues have set their sights on lifting the Fiji Fact title. The 1-1 draw against Raki Raki last weekend was an eye-opener for the side.
You can see what Raki Raki has proven. We just need to pull up our socks. And as for the tournament, I think it is just in the season, and our focus is our league this year, and we are not concentrating on the tournaments, but we will go in as I think the favourites because of our performance in the league.
Lautoka plays Rewa in their tournament opener at Nosori's Ratida Kambau Park on Friday week. Coach Kamal Swami says playing the Delta Tigers in Nosori is never easy.
Rewa is a good side and we have played them. I think Marika Rondu has developed Rewa into a good side. It will be a tough match.
There are positive vibes in camp and the team is looking forward to their first tournament of the year.
At the moment, we just the team just came to camp today. All the players met today. We started our preparation from yesterday. The morale is high, and we're aiming for a good tournament.
Defending champions Nandi defeated Suva 4-2 in last year's final. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Table Tennis Association is preparing to host another international event this year. After successfully hosting 3 Oceania events last month, the association will host the World Cadet Challenge in October. 2 athletes from Fiji will take part in the international age group tournament.
We're talking about the continents of Asia, Europe, South America, North America, Africa, Oceania, and also there's going to be a team from Fiji. We've also invited other Pacific Island players, at least the maximum of 2 players from the Pacific Islands, to be part of the Fiji Pacific Island team.
A slew of suspect world records are to be wiped from the record books under a sweeping proposal considered by the World Athletics body, the IAAF. The radical move, which has to be approved by officials later in the year, is meant to restore some credibility to the world records, but will result in the wiping of some other records considered above suspicion. That's it from Sports Tonight. Kara is filling in as Weather Girl tonight. She joins you later on. And in our new media segment right after the break, Microsoft unveils its latest laptop design. That's coming up.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo tikola ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tale, nagurara may naomanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu Venezuela, nagudurong varorong na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na Domoy Viti na ponga ni BNN.
New media tonight, Microsoft has unveiled the new Surface laptop to compete with MacBook Air. The device will go on sale next month. The tech giant also revealed the new edition of its Windows 10 operating system aimed at schools and designed to run on low-cost computers. But we now join Kara with the latest weather update.
The weather was cloudy and wet across the nation today with light rain reported in most centers. Taking a look at the west, it was cloudy with occasional showers and temperatures around 30. Moderate rain is expected this evening. Eastwards, from Pacific Harbour to Suva, the day saw showers and cloud cover. The rainy conditions will continue into tonight with a slim chance of thunderstorms. And turning to the north, up in Vonoleu, both Lambasa and Savo experienced a few showers with temperatures around 29. And at sea, a strong wind warning is in effect for all Fiji waters, with southeast winds gusting to 30 knots and rough seas. And for the tides, the next high tide will be at 1:19 tomorrow morning, with a low tide at 7:22. Sunrise will be at 6:21. Looking at tomorrow's temperatures, Nandi could reach a high temperature of around 30, while Suva will be a little cooler. In the long-range outlook, the low-pressure trough over the area means more cloud and rain, and you can expect much the same weather on Friday and stretching into the weekend. And that's FBC weather for tonight. I'm Rita.
Thanks for that, Kara. And in the world of the weird and the wonderful, are you a fan of sugary drinks but unable to enjoy it due to dietary restrictions? Worry no more, as health researchers in Singapore have found a way to create soda without sugar.
What if that glass of water tasted just like lemonade or soda? The health benefits instantly come to mind, all the flavor of a delicious sugary drink without the health worries.
We realize we can even help for the people who wants to cut down their calorie intake, right? Like if I'm craving for a lemonade, but if we can have a virtual lemonade, we can get the same experience, but 0 calorie.
Here's how it works. Put a sensor wand into a glass of lemonade. One set of sensors detect the drink's pH value, its sweetness or sourness. The other senses its color. This information is transmitted to a lemonade simulator. LED lights mimic the color of the drink. The taste is transmitted to the tongue via electric sensors on the mug's rim. In taste tests, the e-lemonade did pretty well.
At the beginning, when I see this electronic thing, right, I was thinking it could be like, I was imagining the electronic taste, but actually it's actually quite real to me. It's So because it's really mild, it's like mild sweet, right? But it's lesser sour than the real lemonade.
The Singaporean researchers are still only working with lemonade, but think the technology will ultimately be applicable with all kinds of drinks.
On Fijian Pulse today, we asked the public, what do you think of the last man standing concept?
Well, since this is the first of its kind in Fiji, obviously everyone will have something negative to say, but it's always a good challenge to test people's capabilities, their strength, and their endurance. In a way, I kind of like this idea.
I think it's awesome. Thanks to Team FBC and the CEO. It's the first of its kind in Fiji, and you should bring more of these.
It's a good one because you don't have to pay anything. Like it's come to an end. You're just standing there. You get the free card.
Recapping the main stories, police want laws against social media posts of crime scenes, challenging times for traditional media, and Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama makes another plea to Donald Trump. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question, are we doing enough to help people with depression? Visit our FBC website to answer. Now, our shot of the day came from the Western Division. A bright new dawn breaking at Marine Drive that was captured by Jason Kumar. Or send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page at FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight from the team and I. Good night.
हमारा नाम संत कुमार है, हम रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है और ताबुआ में सबसे बेहाल रेडियो फीजी 2 है यार।
हम बिना विमलेश रकाविंदी ताबुआ से रेडियो फीजी 2 हमारा सबसे फेवरेट स्टेशन है।
हमारा नाम ब्रूस राव है, रेकी मार्केट वेंडा और रेडियो फीजी 2 देश के धड़कन 1954 से हम सुनता है।
हम कबूली ताबुआ रहता है, हमारा नाम है रमेश चंद और हमारी मछली के धंधा है और हम सब टाइम रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।